So I want to make this very clear, David. I could see you at the bottom of the screen putting the wig on right before. Anyway, guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Luke Ness Monster, joined with SideQuester here, and
Hello.
yeah. So today we're doing another Black Series discussion, as well as a little bit of how we got into collecting. So really excited about this discussion. Let's go ahead and say hi to some people in the chat. We've got Luke's.
Hello, Lux or Lux.
Or Lux, yeah. We got 80s Kid from the 90s. What's up?
Hello, 80s Kid.
Are they going to restock Mace 2-pack anytime soon? Great question. I know they restocked it earlier this week, so I'm imagining it's probably just going to go in and out of stock every once in a while. So just kind of refresh your Hasbro Pulse every once in a while. Maybe like once an hour.
Well, that's later in our slides, but they did really well with the Star Killer set. So
yeah, I imagine even once it releases too, it'll be in stock too on the website, and I'm sure it'll be pretty well stocked there. So I wouldn't be too worried about it if you didn't get the pre-order. But we also have Michael. What's up?
Hello, Michael.
We got Commander Den of the 65th. That's an awesome name. What's up?
We
got Doug Smith.
Hello, Doug Smith.
We got Phantom Menace Dennis. What is up?
Hello, Dennis.
We have Unlimited Power. I feel like I do that every time. We got Riley. What's up?
Hello, hello. Yeah, Rob Henry.
Yeah, no, I'm just how it be, how it do, what's up with you. That in my mind, I could not like comprehend that. I'm like, what? No, it's pretty good. How are you doing, Commander Den of the 65th?
Yeah.
We do have Rob Henry.
Hello, Rob.
80s Kid says, I'm hoping we get an updated Phantom Menace Darth Maul release next year. Dude, me too. That figure's sorely in need of an update, so hopefully. We got Daniel says, hello, this is my first stream. What's up, Daniel? Nice to see you.
Hello. Welcome to the stream.
Yeah, joined with SideQuester.
Hello.
And we also have Venger Loves.
Nice.
Now, before I do go and say hi to some more people, we are joined with SideQuester, so would you like to give a little bit about yourself here on the channel? Obviously, you are the co-host here, so hopefully people by now know who you are, but just in case, if not.
Just in case. Hello, I'm SideQuester. I have a YouTube channel, SideQuester. I also have a book, which is... I wrote a book. And this is the part 1 of 3, and the second part is delayed, but it's coming, and I'm super excited about it. I do fun reviews. I don't take myself too seriously. Neither does Lukeness, and and yeah, I'm glad to be here as always. This is one thing I look forward to every time we get to do it.
Yeah, well, thanks again for joining. And SideQuester does have his book available. It is linked in the description on Amazon as well as the Kindle store, so make sure my light just fell again. I heard it fall every time. I didn't even make it 5 minutes into the stream.
I think you do it on purpose.
No, it's just I got like really, really crappy like double-sided tape, and it just doesn't. For anybody, the light here keeps falling down, but
it's sad that you block it, but I kind of dig the vibe. It's neat.
It's crooked. Anyway, yeah, so make sure to go check out SideQuester's book. Is it going to be available in stores anytime soon?
Oh man, I hope. We had a conversation about this earlier in the week. There's the three parts to it. First one's done. Second part is about 90% done. I hope to have it out by the end of the year. The third part is kind of the conclusion of this, the adventures and unemployment part of the story. As soon as that is done, that's when I'm really going to feel more comfortable doing like a push for it. But you have inspired me. And I am looking into options to at least try and get the first part out there to see if there's any interest as far as publishing outside of Amazon. Right now, I'm just doing the self-publishing thing. Yeah, so thank you for the little kick in the pants to try and get me motivated.
Yeah, of course. And anybody in the chat, like I said, it's a great book. So if you like reading, I don't personally like reading, but I still think it's a great book. And so coming from somebody who doesn't like to read that much, give it a shot. It is linked in the description. And let me know what you guys think. But we do have a few more people here in the chat. We have Edwin. What's up? Is it just me,
Hello.
or are Black Series figures raining down, getting an order fulfilled every other week? Yeah, there was, 4 mainline waves that all kind of just hit at once? Or is there 5? There's at least 4.
I can think of 3 or 4.
Because there was...
The first Ahsoka wave. Well, my Walmart is still getting the last plastic-free packaging wave with the Din Djarin.
My Walmart didn't even get that wave. So.
Oh, really? Yeah, we just our mine just got I think 2 cases in the last month. The Din Djarin wave, the Light Cruiser Luke is in there, a few others, and then we just got the first Ahsoka wave with Ahsoka Sabine, Chopper. Who else is in that? Morgan Elsbeth, and then as you will see in the slides, when I went there the other morning, they had the brand new wave with Marok and Pre Vizsla and
spoiler alert,
a bunch of others. Yeah, ooh.
But
yeah, it's crazy. Usually in the past, there's been like a big heavy hitter wave towards the end of the year for the holiday season.
Yeah.
It seems like they're just kind of dumping a lot of brand new stuff all at once. I think they're trying to win back the fan base.
Well, and I mean, it makes sense too, because like 1, you're pushing out the Ahsoka figures for Ahsoka, so that makes sense. But 2, also like I'm sure if they have this stock available, they want to get it out before Christmas. So maybe they had like this really big push to get it all out. But I don't know. But yeah, so 80s Kid. It is called Adventures in Unemployment, and it is linked in the description. Available on Amazon as well as the Kindle store. So yeah, go check it out.
I would appreciate it, and so would my mom.
I would also appreciate it. So would my mom. So.
Thanks, Lucas' mom. Luke Ness Monster.
Luke Ness Monster. Yeah, she was so excited when she came up with that. I'm like, you have to change your name to that.
I mean, it's kind of genius.
I'm good with the usual and designing some clone armor. Go ahead and design a Luke Ness clone. I'd love to see that. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
We have a few customs here that chill at the. I do it every time. I point the wrong way.
I'm just getting used to it.
They're chilling here somewhere on my set, but yeah. But I'd love to see different. Like if you guys want to send in like fan art and like custom clone design and stuff, that is the coolest thing ever, and I highly suggest you do that because I'm a nerd like that. So please. Anyway, yeah. You have a ghost back there.
Maybe that's what it is.
Actually,
maybe there's a poltergeist in your house that is angry that you do live streams.
It's just Hugh Jackman. That's been on my closet door for like 3 years now. But anyway, Marco says, 32 years old, grew up with the Power of the Force figures. Thanks to my dad, he bought me some Star Wars figures, and because of him, I knew about Star Wars. Hope Black Series keeps getting better. I think Black Series will definitely get better, and we'll definitely talk about Power of the Force more here in a little bit. So, we got Vader Joe. What's up? Nice to see you in the chat. Pre Vizsla made me cry. Such a good-looking figure on a crap body. I could not agree more.
Hang on. I don't know which picture I posted. I don't know. So mine has an interesting flaw. If I can show it off when we get there, but
okay, yeah, we can talk about it during the recent pickups for sure.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Why don't we have any Tales of the Jedi figures?
Agreed.
I would love to get some. I think I think it's just because like they didn't really have any in the works, and I don't know if they want to. They're running out of colors for the mural artwork. That's the real reason why we don't have any. But I don't know. I'd love to see some. There's so many they could do, and like worst case scenario, just repack Rex.
True.
You know, but
Would
there's
you-
like 4 opportunities to repack Rex at this point too now. But
Would you want them realistic or animated style?
realistic, I think so. At least for
Pretty
like
cool.
Count Dooku. Or I think the only one that I would maybe argue that is the Ahsoka one, because the Ahsoka figures we've gotten aren't really realistic,
Right.
but I like them a lot. They look realistic enough to get the job done, and they look far better than some of like when we got like the Rebels adaptation of Ahsoka, it did not look good. So
Yeah,
I've liked the more stylized versions.
cool.
Yeah, thanks, dude. Just hit me up on Instagram. That'd be sick.
Nice.
Or Discord, one of the two. But yeah, time to start the presentation.
Let's do it.
It's the Luke Ness Monster Stream of November 5th. Spooky. No, it's not spooky. Just a regular live stream. But regular, not spooky. They live stream now? They live stream now. Unfortunately, we do have news. I lied. We do.
Hey, look, I did a review. That's
away.
my news. I finally, there's a few people that tend to remind me that I need to be more active on my YouTube channel. And one of them is Lucas, and one of them is my good buddy Phase 2 action review. Go check out his channel too. And so I came across the New Wave, and previous looked pretty cool. So I went ahead and snagged him, and so that's my news anyway. I got.
Yeah, I'm hoping to find him in store pretty soon. So we'll see. I know you've been getting figures a lot sooner than I have over there on California. So.
Oh, California.
California. See you, Commander Den. Nice to have
See
you
you,
in the
Commander
chat.
Den. Take care.
More news.
Yes.
It's past November 2nd.
You're right. So that was when it was preparing to ship, and then
Oh, okay. So it's already arrived?
yes.
Oh, okay. Page could not be found. Oh,
Yeah, so it was weird. The Obi-Wans were available for pre-order up till a day or two before the release, and then this came up when you tried to load the page, and then I think on the first or the second they came back available. So I was kind of surprised at that. The only one that I remember that did that was the 5s in the Walmart exclusive set for this year, so I was like, oh man, like what's going on here? They dropped off the map, but they came back and now they're available, so they'll probably end up being on clearance, and I'll wish that I hadn't paid full price for them, but it's a fantastic figure.
yeah. Hey, we got Rolando Flores. What's up?
Hello, Ron. I love that profile picture.
Yeah. Driving but listening. Well, we'll try not to be too distracting. We'll try our best. Drive safe, please. But a lot of pre-orders this week. One of them was the Jedi. Was that this week or last week?
So I wasn't sure. I put it up because, well, I think my reference to this, I put this up like right when I started putting this together a few days ago.
Okay.
And I think what it was that Yak Face announced that it was back up available, and then it like immediately sold out again.
Okay.
So I wasn't able to snag it. I don't know. It's one of those where if I'm not going to go hunting for it. But if
it's online exclusive, so
it's not going to be in the Disney stores.
Oh no, okay, no, it will be in Disney stores and the parks. So if you go to the parks and the Disney store, we don't have many Disney stores around here. Like
We
the
don't
closest one is Chicago. So
we don't as much anymore, but down in
There-
LA, there's a ton of them. So
there might be one in St. Louis too, but either way, that's like 2 hours in either direction. So
hey, man, you got to do what you got to do to get the toys.
I could just order it on Pulse. It's not worth it.
Well, if you were a real fan,
If I was a real fan, I would spend more than $50 on gas to drive down and buy the $50 set, and then another $50 on gas to go all the way back up.
that's what I'm saying. If you were
I
a real
must
fan,
be a fake fan.
fake fans.
Then these two did go up for pre-order as well.
I already know the answer to the question, but I'm going to ask. So, did you pre-order these, Lou?
I did not.
And why didn't you pre-order those?
I'm just gonna wait and find them in store.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been spending too much money on pre-orders, so it's easier just to find them in store.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. This is one of those waves that I think is going to sell well, but I don't know that it's going to sell out. If it were Revenge of the Sith wave, brand new Obi-Wan,
Oh,
and Anakin,
absolutely.
I think they would be sold out instantaneously. Maybe even if they did, like 80s Kid was suggesting, if it was a brand new Darth Maul with pinless legs, and maybe they use the shirtless body, but do like a cloth
Like overlay.
tunic. That'd be cool because they could kind of pin it down. They could kind of control it with the belt. I think that'd be awesome. If it was something like that, hands down, it would sell out. These, I think they'll be popular, but it's a hard sell of $25 for an Anakin. For me, anyway, the Padme the Padme is super cool. We talked last week, the thing that concerns me is how the sleeves will look in action poses. I'll have to wait for Lukeness to spend the money and then do a review on it before I decide if I want to get it.
Have you bought the Magna Guard yet?
I have not. I saw that available. I think Entertainment Earth had it in stock the other day.
You should wait for my review before you buy it. That's all I'll say.
Oh, did you get it?
Hmm?
Oh, well.
Well, it's a spoiler alert. I didn't want to spoil my recent pickups yet.
Well, yeah. you the one that set that up.
Yeah, I know.
You can't get back pay for it.
But yeah, you should definitely wait. I'll talk about it during the recent pickup. So I guess you don't have to wait for my review. But spoiler alert, it's not great.
Oh, that's upsetting. Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
But Michael says, any Legends or EU figures you'd want to see? For me, it would be either Cade Skywalker or any of the Imperial Knights.
Those would be awesome.
I think me personally has to be Kyle Katarn, hands down.
That would also be awesome. Yeah. Oh man, I didn't throw a Kyle Katarn image up. I forgot how important he was to you.
I mean, he didn't really get me into collecting though, so.
Good point. Yeah, Cade Skywalker would be awesome. The Imperial Knights also would be super cool, and I mean, Cade would be a little unique. Lots of one-off sculpting. The Imperial Knights, they could reuse the bodies over and over again. I don't know if you know what those look like. I think those are the ones they've got like a combination of red and black armor, and they have white lightsabers. Super cool.
I don't think I recall, but
I'll send you a picture of them.
Okay, that's good. Bought Wicket and Poplu today. Well, that's nice. I have Wicket. I don't have Poplu though. Funny enough.
Good.
I just don't have room on my Return of the Jedi shelf for any more figures. So I have my Jabba that just lives on my desk here because I don't have room for him in a case. So
He should be holding up your lights that keep falling over.
You know what? If he wasn't a slug, I'd think about it. But he was a little taller. Where were we?
Phantom Menace.
Disney Store closed 3 years ago. That's a bummer.
Aww.
Phantom Menace packaging should be red. I kind of like the gold packaging they have, but red's not a bad idea for like the Darth Maul theme. I like that.
Who have we gotten from Phantom Menace?
Jar Jar. Jar Jar.
Oh,
that's the only one.
Jar Jar.
Why does Padme look so pissed? I feel like she looks pissed in the movie too a lot. So, I mean, maybe they're just going off the movie.
Because Qui-Gon Jinn doesn't listen to her.
I wouldn't blame her either. So, Commando droid already, please. Yeah, agree. We need a Commando droid. I'm hoping next year. Like we've gotten a lot of Separatists recently, so I'm hoping they'll continue with it.
Nice.
I think it depends on how well like the Droideka and the Super Battle Droid sell. So we'll see. But
yeah.
I'm gonna skip a few comments just to maintain time, but my first Star Wars figure was Phantom Menace 3.75 figures when I was 6. So nice. Anything Black Series Phantom Menace related makes me so excited. Yeah, I'm excited for Phantom Menace.
Yeah, the prospect of the 25th anniversary product got me. It's getting me a little excited, especially if they do continue more of the retro style packaging like they did for the Obi-Wan and the Darth Maul and the Mace, and what else do they do? Qui-Gon, Jar Jar.
Mace, Qui-Gon, Jar Jar, and Battle Droid.
Battle Droid, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, I hope so. We'll see. But heard that forehead and scowl on Padme are due to this being a prototype. So yeah, I believe the photos are 3D renders, and I believe the one they actually showed at convention looked much better. So
yeah.
What's up, Timbo Toys? Nice to see you in the chat.
Hello.
First Star Wars Toys Revenge of the Sith and Saga collections. I'm actually gonna have to agree with that as well. So started collecting in 2015. First blue box wave. So yeah, we'll definitely talk about our collecting a little bit later in the stream, but yeah, it's nice to hear from you guys in the chat. I feel like I always kind of skip over the questions, and I'd like to address them a little bit more here while everyone's still in the chat. But would love to get a Quinlan Vos. Dude, Quinlan Vos would be great.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Mace's Toys R Us has been Black Series for $18 with code, so probably less than retail. Yeah, retail is about $25 now. So yeah, Macy's or Toys R Us's are back in Macy's. I know this is kind of older news. But yeah, I think my closest Macy's is like maybe 45 minutes away, so I don't really go in there just for Toys R Us though. So
we have one, and they have the Toys R Us section. But it's really hit or miss. Like if you get if you go check it out right when they have a new property, I think right when it opened up, it was when the toys for like Lightyear were showing up. They had a ton of Lightyear stuff, or Jurassic World Dominion, or when the Flash came out earlier this year, they had a big display of it, but they get one set display, and then when it sells out, they move on. So I think if mine has any Star Wars figures, it's probably a General Lando, just hanging on the pegs for
Sounds
the last
about right.
few years. But
I saw that Toys R Us is trying to make a comeback though, so hopefully we'll see.
I think they were supposed to be opening a store in LA.
I think the problem is it's just never going to be at the scale that it was before. So.
Yeah, so a little sidebar story. I had a friend that worked at Disney a few years ago when Rogue One was coming out. He hit me up and he was like, "Hey, we're going to be filming at the Toys R Us in Glendale, California, which is like a little north of LA proper, northeast." And they had a Disney presence there, so they're like, yeah, Rogue One, it's all brand new product, it's going to be crazy. And so I went down there with some buddies. We stood in line until midnight when they did the reveal. There's probably 100+ people waiting to get in, and when we got there, inside their little display section, they had one case of Black Series figures available.
That's
and
such a shame.
Yeah, and that was it. So, in hindsight, the warning signs were there, but it just seems kind of strange that you would go to Target the next morning and they had tons of stuff available.
Yeah,
not at Toys R Us. Kind of strange. But I hope they do come back.
Figures found at retail.
Ooh.
I'm so jealous. My Walmart hasn't gotten like a new wave of figures in probably like 3 years. I think they like hoard them in the back or something because they just don't even have a Star Wars section anymore at my Walmart.
You possibly could have a collector that works there.
Well, they don't even have the spots on the pegs anymore for them. Like it's like my store like stopped buying stock in them or something.
Huh.
Or they keep them somewhere else. But I did go the other day, and you remember when I got all of those Imperial crosshairs? That was a few months ago. Those were never in the actual aisle. They like went straight from the back room to the clearance aisle. Like they forgot to put them on shelves, and they're like, "Oh, these are old. Let's throw them straight on clearance."
Yeah, I think that's kind of the case. I just at my Target today, I was talking to one of the employees, and they were saying that they're gearing up for all the holiday releases, but they've gotten so much stuff in already, and they're trying to put it out. Well, then another truck comes, and that stuff gets put in front of the stuff that they've been trying to unload, and it's just an endless cycle all Christmas. So, which it's good for the whole season, because you can walk in at any random time and they might have brand new stuff that they're just getting to putting out. But yeah, I ended up in that same thing. I think last year my Walmart got one of those drop pods with whatever. It was the Clone Wars Mace Windu and the what's the clone trooper they came out with, Fordo. And those they got one drop pod. It sold out right away. At some point during the season, they got another drop pod, and it never got put out until like after New Year's, and all that stuff just went right to clearance. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, spoiler alert, mine did have the end cap, but I'll get into those in just a second. So
wow, I feel a little like left out. Like there's all these things that
I wanted to surprise you. I wanted to surprise you on the stream. But Hera and Morok, are those the only two besides Pre-Vizsla that you got, or did you not get Hera?
I didn't get Hera. And you'll see why. There's a close-up shot. The Morok.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
that's so bad.
I've seen some really good ones of her, but that is the worst one I've seen so far. Oh my gosh.
There were two, and both of that. This is probably the worst of the two. They both sold. I've been back since, and they're gone. But
I would have bought one. So.
You would have bought one?
Yeah. I need to finish my Rebels display. They're chilling in my Cantina bar right now, but.
Well, you didn't say anything when I was at the store. I texted you right away, so.
Well, it's all right. I'll find it.
I know you will. And
my store stock.
It's always on the table. If you want me to find you something, I absolutely will. But I know that part of it is you like to acquire them on your own.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, look at that.
Yeah, that looks awesome. Why does he have rust on the jumpsuit? Or like the undersuit?
He's just a messy boy, Lukeness.
It's a chainmail undersuit.
There's so much rust, and he's moving so quickly that it's just.
Well, I mean,
Cascading off.
really, he's just bees in a suit. So,
Smoke bees.
yeah.
Cool figure. My buddy ended up wanting it, so I after I got my footage for the review, I ended up giving it to him. But it's a cool figure. I just as we get into our collecting stuff, my focus, I think, is changing a little bit, and until they put Marok in a situation,
He's gonna need a tetanus shot for sure.
that's why he died.
That's why he turned into kids. Get your tetanus shot, or else you'll turn into a bunch of bees.
Get your tetanus shot.
Hmm.
It's super cool, really well done figure, but I just I don't have as an emotional connection to it as I do with some of the other stuff that's come out recently. So I ended
He
up,
looks great though.
He does.
I think I would have preferred the armor to be like a matte black rather than the gray color, which is a little bit more like the show. Or maybe the show is just like filmed weird. But honestly, I think in the show the outfits were all different colors and they like just cranked up like the contrast or the shadow or something to make it darker.
Yeah,
But
I think that's a high possibility. The other thing is that the reference photos that they get when they are going to do color palettes might be under completely different lighting situations.
Oh, I'm so sure it's either going to be like concept art or like pre-production photos, and so they're probably just working with what they got. But
the Han Solo Hoth jacket comes to mind. That's been debated for years of whether or not it's blue or brown, and it's all in just how it was photographed versus when they went to go make the toys or what their reference is. So, hey, reveals! Oh,
no reveals. Recent pickups.
All right, surprise me. Oh, you're gonna make me do it first since
I'll make you go first.
Yay! I finally got my Jedi Legend Obi-Wan. I love it. I love this figure.
Do you like him?
I do. He is super cool. Still suffers from a little bit of the issue that the Jabim Obi-Wan did with the shoulder blades. But here, let me. I didn't take any pictures of him without the robe, but the selling point for me was the image that they had on the Walmart website of him without the robe on. Mm-hmm. I just love that as kind of a it sort of reminds me of the Clone War, the realistic Clone Wars figures that Hasbro did in 2003, I think.
Yeah.
They did an Obi-Wan. He came with like a backpack, and he had the maybe he had the fingerless gloves. I don't remember, but the robes were kind of like a little tattered, battle worn, and I just love that look. And so, somewhere between Episode 3 and
1 second, let me make you big here.
Oh, yeah, sure. Somewhere between Episode 3 and A New Hope version of Obi-Wan with the fingerless gloves. He will hold the lightsaber in two hands, if I can do this without breaking it. He will hold the lightsaber in two hands, so you can play around with it and get better poses. But so it's not as jarring or difficult to maneuver as the Jabim. One, the shoulder pads just kind of come way out. This is awesome. This is just neat. You're gonna wish you would have pre-ordered it, because if it sells out.
I don't know if I'm gonna pick that one up.
What? Why not?
Because I have like 3 other Obi-Wans right now, and I just don't have room for Kenobi figures. Like all of my Obi-Wan figures are pretty much just chilling like down in my miscellaneous case. Because I have like the blue shirt, the Wandering Jedi, and the Jabim, and they all just sit down there because I don't really have a place to put them because they don't really fit with any of the prequel stuff, and I don't put them on the Imperial shelf, so I don't know.
Do it.
Oh, okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. No, I am concerned though that they'll reuse like that tunic for the brand new Revenge of the Sith. Granted, if they do one, hopefully. I'm concerned they'll reuse that tunic, and then it'll hinder the articulation. Because I don't really like the Jabim one that much because of how sucky the articulation is.
Yes, valid point. I could very, very much see them doing that. I could see them. I could see them doing that. I think the belt buckle is a little bit different than the Revenge of the Sith, and I think the way the length of the tunic for Episode 3, I think it's a little shorter. Could be wrong, but it's serviceable. They would have to change the legs anyway because he does have the Jedi boots, but it still has the kind of the wrapping. If that'll focus.
Oh, I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it does have the wrapping, and those are painted too. So it's a kind of an extra little touch. I just dig it. It's kind of the best of the different versions that we've seen. The Wandering Jedi Obi-Wan I really liked because I loved the way the robe looked. I loved that because it didn't have the shoulder hindering, you could get him in really cool poses. And then the Jabim one had a better head sculpt. It had the legs from the Wandering Jedi, which I kind of got used to the leg warmer looking boots, but seeing this version, one of the focuses that I have now is the idea of having the best version of a figure that I like, or a version of a character that I like, and it's an added bonus if it's like a version that maybe we didn't see a whole lot of screen time of, because it gives me the idea that there's more adventures to have been had while they were wearing this costume. And that's why I really like the light cruiser Luke. I really like this Obi-Wan. It just like I'm making a connection with that costume because it allows me to riff on what I think that adventure would be, as opposed to like, this is very scene specific. Obi-Wan from Episode 3, the final duel, like it could be something else if I want it to be. So anyway. But moving on from him, I also did get I caved. I finished listening to the audiobook for Dark Force Rising. I have a renewed respect and interest in the Mara Jade character, and this figure came up. It was actually available on Entertainment Earth, and it was one of their warehouse or shop worn deals. So they usually mark their stuff about like 30% off. So she was $21. The retail price I think is $27.99. And like you get a few things, and there we go. You get a few things, and you get free shipping if you hit $79. And I use the Yak Face code until you get your affiliate code, and I will use yours. And you get an extra 10% off of the already marked down price. So she ended up being like $19 after tax and everything. So can't complain about that. I also I still have my pre-Vizsla.
Is that the next slide?
Yeah, next slide. I love the look of that, and you can't really tell from the picture. I wonder if I can get close enough. maybe I did include a picture of it, but he's nah, you can't really tell. It depends on the lighting, but the printing is off on his right eye, and if you really look close at it, you can see that it's like one is sitting just a little higher. So whereas the Hera just had like a kind of a bad paint job, the certain preview was you're gonna want to keep the helmet on because that it looks a little more like you can kind of see it.
Yeah, just a little bit.
But it looks really bad in person. Anyway, it's very you can actually see the sculpted eyelid underneath, and that the has missed. So, and then I did get the Marok, but I don't have that one anymore, so I can't show it off.
Yeah. Okay, I will get into
now. It's
mine.
Your turn, buddy.
Figure out how to do this. There you go. Okay, I have quite a few this week. So first off, we already talked about these a little bit, but my Walmart did have the end cap shipper, and I'm covering up the mic, so you probably can't hear me. But they did have the end cap shipper, so I picked up both Tech and Wrecker.
Nice.
Both were $27. So picked them.
I love it how the Wrecker is now the same. Just either the things have balanced in such a way that the exclusive figures are now the same price as deluxe figures were 2 years ago.
But I don't actually care too much about the season 2 outfits, so I didn't really want to pick these up anyway. But I picked up Tech specifically for the goggles and the helmet, so I'm thinking about doing a swap with my season 1 version. Nice. And then I picked up Wrecker just for the larger DC 17 Commando blaster because I want to swap it out with like one of my my boss blaster or whatever. So,
oh, is it a different sculpt?
Yeah, it's a bigger sculpt. It's the actual correct size of the Commando blaster. But the Commando, the plain white Commando in the same wave didn't get the correct size Commando blaster. So
don't you talk bad about my
Republic Commando. Maybe if he had this blaster, I'd think about it. But do we do a live unboxing? What do you think?
Yes. I want to see what they look like.
Okay. Let me go through the rest of the recent pickups first, and then we'll do the live unboxing.
Sounds good.
I did a Fortnite video the other day. Went to Ollie's and they had like a bunch of them for like $6. So I picked up like I think 6 or 8 total, but these were 2 of my favorites. So here are these 2. I think they're really cool looking figures, and people were saying that Fortnite or the Hasbro doesn't have the Fortnite license anymore, which kind of sucks because I just started getting into this line. So I'll have to do some research and see, but yeah, we have 40 people in the chat right now. What's up? Nice to see you guys.
Nice.
Appreciate it. Hit that like button. Helps
Thanks for coming by.
Helps YouTube suggest the stream to other people. But we did get my pre-order in from Hasbro Pulse. We got the Phase 2 plain white clone. I already filmed the review for this one. It goes up Friday.
That's awesome. So is everything the same? Spoilers. Is everything the same as the Apo except for the paint job? Is the same head sculpt and everything?
Same head sculpt, different paint on the head. They gave him a 5 o'clock shadow, and it looks horrible.
Oh.
Look at that. Look how bad that looks.
He's like a recently divorced, hanging out at the bar. Oh wow!
Yeah, this Clone Wars been really
bad
on us.
He had a little too much to drink before the Battle of Camino, and but there is a difference as well. Oppo has 2 vertical hinges at the wrists, where the plain Phase 2 has a horizontal hinge instead of the vertical hinge. Now he still has the trigger finger, yeah, but they gave him a horizontal hinge instead of vertical hinge. So
I wonder why.
Don't know.
Does he? Did it come just with the small blaster, or does it have the rifle too?
It came with both, yeah.
So that'll be interesting. I wonder if they're going to change based on the version, based on the versions, and maybe
Mhm.
like if they do like a repack a couple waves later, or if they put one in a 2-pack or another, you'll get the different wrists between each version. So like maybe there will be subtle differences where as you build your army, you can get all the different things, and then possibly swap them out, or maybe they come out with a box set that has all the interchangeable hands in there, maybe
I want like a pointing hand and give me one of these hands or something. I don't know.
peace sign, taking a selfie.
Give it a thumbs up. I know the Hot Toys boy right there. Oh, my light covers him up. You can't even see him. Anyway, he comes with the thumbs up hand, which I think is
Nice.
pretty cool. But we also got the Magna. Lost a piece of him. Got the Magna Guard, and it kind of sucks. I'm sorry. I really, really want. I lost it again. I really wanted to like this guy, but for starters, the shoulder pad will not stay on. It'll fall off really easy. That's both shoulder pads. He has a really hard time standing. I believe he's supposed to have like a thigh cut, and it's just so tight that you can't twist it, and so you have a hard time posing him. These little electric pieces, they're only on one side of the staff. So if you rotate it the other way, it doesn't go all the way around. It's only like on the one side, which really sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand why they might do that, but
the feet are backwards too. They put
Seriously?
the left foot on the right leg and the right foot on the left leg.
have you tried heating it up and swapping that stuff and seeing if you could get the thigh swivel to work?
So I've thought about it, but yeah, so I don't know. I might. We'll see. But yeah, I really wanted to like this guy, and I haven't done my review yet, so maybe it'll come around a little bit for the review. But I had a hard time getting him to stand up. And is it an L overall? No, I still think you should pick at least one up, but I'm hoping that they do another one that's more accurate to Revenge of the Sith, and it looks good.
So overall, do you think that certain figures like that, the battle droid, maybe the B2, maybe the Magna Guard, commando droid, if they come out with, do you think that they should just start including for those figures a designed base to assist with display, like maybe just like they tried doing that with the Walmart Jedi Luke, and
Yeah, I remember those.
the little triangle one where the foot kind of slips in. But if it was like sized specifically for the battle droids, do you think that would be something that would help, or would you not want that?
I mean, I'd be fine with that. I think that if they put the legs on right, it would stand better. And I think if you had that thigh swivel, which is supposed to be there, it would stand better too. So I think I just have to heat it up and swap the legs, and I think it'd be perfect. And that will solve a lot of the problem of it. But
Cut to Luke Ness on a plane to China and like banging on the door of the factory. Put it together right.
yep, I've actually done that a few times. And then we do have another 4 figures here
Wow.
from China. The AliExpress custom Wolfpack Troopers.
I didn't know the pauldrons were painted too. That's sick, dude.
So that's the first one. Removable helmets too. Now they're not painted, but
still, they're not
helmets
glued
do
on.
pop out. They're not glued on, no. So those are the first 2. There's this one, which is my personal favorite. This is Comet.
That's neat.
Yeah,
Did
blue
you get all
paint.
4 of them?
I did get all 4 of them. There's even paint, like, see if I can move this light here a little bit so you can see. There's like paint on like the blue paint for the grill, and the red there too. Even on the back of the helmet too. Like they went all out on this one.
4. Nice. Oh,
Yeah.
dude. Okay, that's neat. I see. Like that's one of those where like I don't. That was that Plo Koon's
Mhm.
group. Okay, so yeah, I don't know too much about about them, but just the design, that's so cool. Okay,
And then the standard wolf pack here too. So,
That's
and
awesome.
we
Yeah.
already do have Commander Wolf in the line, so these are going to look great next to him. I know right now I have my Camino clone kind of just sitting in as the wolf pack, but these will go great.
Are there things from the Commander Wolf that you could swap over and have it be on the new body and have it look close, or is he so drastically different?
Talk for just a second. I'll be right back.
Okay, just 1 second. Yeah, see, this is what I love getting in these chats with Lucas, because we just spitball ideas like this, and then we'll see. Maybe something will come out of it, and there will be a whole new branch of customizing. Yeah, that's gonna be neat. Commander Den is back. Hello. Also, hello. I can't. Oh wait, I can. I can see what you guys say, but I can't bring it up. Lukeness is in control. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to end up picking up the Magna Guard. Maybe if it was accurate to, or like specific to the scene in Revenge of the Sith, I might. But I think I'll pass. Okay, he's back.
I just knocked over a bunch of figures, but it's totally worth it.
You should have a secondary camera just on your back wall, and
On my
just
back
see
wall.
the devastation throughout the
So
episode.
here is the wolf.
Okay,
Which I gotta say, this wolf has such a good face sculpt too, which is crazy. Comparing it, this one on the side is very, very similar. Only difference is he has a little antenna.
right.
And then this side is going to be the problem. But the overall design is pretty close to the same. Like, just get like a water decal, like a water slide decal for that. Legs are pretty close, just a little bit different paint. Nothing a gray coat can do. And I do want to test this. Pop off the helmet. And the wolf helmet fits on this guy just fine.
Okay. Can I brainstorm with you really quick? What if?
Wait,
You
can I interrupt you 1 second?
No, sure, please do.
So, Lukeness is tall. I'm not tall. I appreciate it, but okay, go ahead.
No self-deprecation. You are fantastic the way you are, sir. Could you take, if you had a Commander Wolf to sacrifice, could you take the shoulder pads off and maybe thin down the points to where they attach,
Mm-hmm.
and then put those on the AliExpress shoulder pads, so that the wolf shoulder pads sit on top of them, but still look flush enough where you could just do minimal changes, but have the wolf on the updated body. Maybe even change the forearms if you needed to, because he's got the paint deco. I don't know if the gray.
Yeah, you'd have to repaint it, but yeah.
Still though,
But
that's awesome.
It's just some gray paint. I think the biggest thing is you're gonna have to take the belt with the comma off and put on the other one, but that's not too bad. Because if you're already tearing apart this figure anyway, it's not gonna be too bad to take that belt off.
Wait. Can you hold up the other one really quick? What do the legs look like?
Little different. He has like the little spiky bits on it, where this guy has a pretty smooth line.
Right.
So you'd have to do a little painting, but as far as the torso goes, the only difference, I guess, is the arms, with the little spiky arms and the line on the arms. It's the only difference. But. Now, theoretically, what you could do, throw the head and helmet from Commander Wolf on this figure, and then throw the belt and comma on it, and no one would know the difference. No one's gonna be like, actually he has a wolf on the other shoulder. Like, no one's gonna do that. I mean, people would do that, but
Well, I would do it now if I could learn that voice. Actually,
actually,
You know, Lukeness, if you paid attention to the peripheral materials, not just the standard movies, but the diagram books and Wikipedia, you would know that.
Oh man.
Actually, in Clone Wars Season 5, Episode 2, timestamp 1237, you can see that Commander Wolf's shoulder pad actually has a wolf on it.
A real fan would know.
But yeah, let's
I
do.
want that on a shirt. A real fan would know.
This is caffeine-free Pepsi.
Yeah, what's I saw that. What are you making a change?
No, my dad only drinks Coke Zero or like Pepsi Zero, or like Diet Pepsi, and so he bought the wrong type, thinking it was diet caffeine-free, and so he won't drink the regular caffeine-free. So I've been drinking it.
If you ever go anywhere that is it's Utah or Hawaii, there's a lot of restaurants that cater to a lot of Mormon people, and they all have the caffeine free Pepsi. And if you get it by mistake, it's like not expecting it because it just tastes.
I can't taste the difference. I'm not gonna lie.
Really? Maybe you're Mormon.
Commander, I do know a lot of Mormons. I'm not gonna lie, but I am not Mormon. Commander Den of the 65th said he finished the armor. Did you tag me on Instagram? I'll pull it up here.
Nice.
Dude, I love the new Pepsi logo. Makes me want to drink Pepsi.
I like.
Not
Pepsi.
Sponsored.
Yet. Pepsi-ness monster.
Pepsi-ness
So,
monster?
I'm going to ask you on the live stream, so you'll be honest with me. But I make a lot of Lukeness puns in the slideshow, and if that ever gets annoying for you, you just let me know.
Not at all. It's funny.
Okay, because
okay,
if it gets annoying, I'll do it like 5 times more. But
let me sign into Discord here.
Pepsi is awesome. They were king for a moment in the 80s, and then
when they switched
Coca-Cola.
to new Coke there. Or?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I remember that. That was weird. Trying it for the first time, and then thinking that was gonna be how it was gonna be, and then like a year later, they're like, nah, never mind.
I heard a bunch of people didn't like it.
The new Coke?
Yeah, new Coke.
Yeah, it didn't sell well at all. But there's also speculation that maybe what they did was bring out the new formula so that people would be outraged, and then they could bring back Coke Classic, and people would jump to that and stop buying Pepsi.
Yeah,
It was the 80s, man. It was the wild west of corporate greed.
Oh, that is fire! Here, look at that.
Oh, yes.
That's
Arc
cool.
Trooper monster. I love it.
I have to send this to Commander Cook now and get that on a figure. That's so cool.
That'd be awesome. Well,
I gotta grab the Commander Cook custom here too.
Cool. Yes, 80s kid. No, sorry. Who said that? Trezov. I do remember Crystal Pepsi. It is one of my favorite things ever. So, spoiler, in part 2 of my book, the characters go to this castle in the fantasy world of Wraith, where the story takes place. They go to the castle of the 90s, and there's this massive party, and at the party they serve Crystal Pepsi. The main character is just in total awe because it's all the things that he remembered growing up. So there's Crystal Pepsi references. I do love it. They brought it back a few times. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine.
I'm getting off topic.
I didn't want to interrupt you there, but
no, you're fine.
Say this was the ARC Trooper that Commander Cook made for the Lukeness channel, so I might have to commission him to make this one too, because that's pretty cool.
I was thinking of asking him to do a quest trooper in varying colors of orange, but I don't like. Obviously, I would probably go Republic Commando, but
Do you know what? Do you know what we need to do?
what's
We
that?
need to commission an artist to make like the little like clone people that like Out of the Basement has in the bottom corner of their stream with their heads on their clone legion's body. We should totally get somebody to do that.
Nice.
That'd be cool.
I will ask around. That sounds good. I like it.
Yeah. I bet I look great in artistic form. Anyway, let's go ahead and crack these guys open real quick.
Let's do it.
This will be pretty quick unboxing here.
Can you open it from the bottom? Just out of spite. You're just doing
Out
it
of spite. Look how good. Look how good it is from the top. Ooh, some box ASMR here too. That's nice.
You gotta lean in close to the mic and be like, welcome.
Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lugness Monster.
Dude, if you did that, you
Dude,
would hit
I
20K by the end of the year.
I genuinely love ASMR too. I would totally do like ASMR unboxings.
That's how I go to sleep. Oh, dude, yeah, you totally need to do that. I was going to make the joke that there's a pull tab on the bottom if you open.
I'm enjoying this too much.
I was going to make the joke that there's a pull tab on the bottom, so if you open it from the bottom, it's easier to take out. But there's actually the pull tab on the inner cardboard on the top too. So
Wow,
if you
my
want to
ears.
waste your time cutting more tape,
It's how they're supposed to be opened. This is specifically an ASMR mic too. Oh wait, watch this. Watch this. Okay, so now from this side and this side. So if you have headphones in, it'll switch ears. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just messing.
No.
I actually went to the wrong one. This one is the ear one. There we go. Headphone users are in awe right now.
you need to slap up headphones.
It switches between your ear based on the side of the mic. So that's really cool.
You just have to come
So,
up
yeah.
with talking points.
I'm on your
Like,
left. I'm on your right. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. Okay. Anyway, do you guys want to see a Lukeness ASMR channel?
I think that would be a very that would be a win for you.
I would enjoy doing it.
Even just as an experiment to see how quickly you start to gain. It's like, I mean, I've seen ASMR stuff, but I can't say I've seen like toy ASMR. You could corner the market on that.
I know. I think I might do that now.
Hey,
Please do an ASMR. But I almost did one with building the Bandai model kit with all the clicking, like cutting the, yeah. But I ran out of time to make it, and so the footage just sat on my phone for like a year. So, but I did buy a brand new Bandai model kit. So if the ASMR channel picks off, maybe I'll do it.
wow.
Anyway, look at how good this guy looks. I wasn't a big fan of the season 2 outfits, but this guy looks so good.
The goggles sell it.
Yeah, that's I got to do it to where you guys can see it too.
If you did an ASMR live stream or ASMR channel, could we do an ASMR live stream where it's just
Oh,
us, like,
absolutely.
Hey, I hope you had a good week. Here's what I got today.
Thanks for the super chat. Oh my gosh, there's so many little tiny accessories. We got his backpack. Like all the little screwdrivers and wrenches and stuff there.
Whoa, I didn't know it came with all that.
Yeah, like look at that little itty bitty tiny accessory. So I believe all of these go right in his little belt pouch thing right here. That's gone forever. We're gonna set these off to the side before I lose them all.
I would be so like I'm actually getting anxiety right now watching you like I would be so terrified. I think that's the that color of plastic is very similar to the color of the carpeting in here, and I would lose everything.
The helmet comes in this little nice box.
That's a nice helmet.
It's a nice box.
I'm trying not to interrupt your ASMR knife cutting. Yes, Tesco, RIP Tech.
All right,
Unless
Tech.
he comes back in season 3.
I hope not. I
With
love Tech.
Robot.
Everything robot. He's just like they uploaded his digital constants onto the ship or something. I don't know. Anyway, look at that helmet too.
Oh, that's cool. Is the visor painted though, or
No,
the outer visor?
Yeah,
Was it-
it's painted.
Oh, okay. I wish that
Was
Tesco
see-
says your mic picks up everything, even your inner thoughts.
not my thoughts. So comparing to the old one here, it's more of a goldish paint, where this one's a yellow paint, and I think I like the gold better. Now, unfortunately, the paint is different, so you couldn't really do like a 1-1 swap, and it'd be perfect. But I'm gonna do it anyway because I'm too lazy to paint it.
What if you went in and just cut out that piece of plastic and then put in a visor material behind it, so that you could see the goggles behind it? Would you do that? Did I explain that correctly?
Maybe. Hey, we got Greg Tuil in here. Just
Hello, Greg.
talking about the season 2 tech figure, where they actually gave him the goggles this time.
Do the
compared to
goggles come off?
No, they are molded into the face. Whereas in the season 1 version, there's no goggles, and so he looks like a homeless man with a really bad hairline. So we like the season 2 version much better.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to get the helmet on though. The helmet like does not want to fit over the goggles is the only thing. Ooh.
To answer your question, 80s kid, I really like the Jedi Legend Obi-Wan. I like it more than the Jabeam Obi-Wan, and yeah. So
Look at that. Look how good that looks.
oh, that's cool.
You can actually see the eyes underneath. That's so cool. This might make my top 10 of the year.
You have a lot of top 10s in your top 10s.
I know. It's going to be a tough list to make. I'm avoiding making it, but I love
Getting
this.
close.
I almost didn't pick this one up, and I'm glad I did. Greg, you missed it. We were doing some unboxing ASMR. You probably already left the chat, but Jedi Twins. Nice to see you in the chat. I know we were talking on Instagram earlier about these guys. So yeah, the helmets do come off, and I love these guys. So if you do have a chance to get them, I say pick them up because they're awesome. So yeah, you guys just missed that. No worries, dude. Thanks for joining the chat, and I really appreciate that artwork you made. That's super cool. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
see you around. Thanks
Take
for
care.
joining. Darth Malgus equals figure of the year. I don't own Darth Malgus yet.
I do. Well, actually, I have him on
I own him.
actually, Darth Malgus owns you.
He's cool. He's up there. The face likeness for Malgus is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Top tier
Maybe you should-
ASMR content.
maybe you should do your top 10 of the year as an ASMR. For number 8, we have the Clone Wars Ahsoka.
Coming in at number 1, we have Ahsoka Tano. You have to make it like the most monotone voice, like no expression at all.
Just like an NPR announcer.
Yeah. How do you paint them? I just use like acrylic paints and they don't come out great, so I wouldn't trust my painting advice. I'd say hit up Commander Cook on Instagram. I think he uses spray paints. He boils his figures, takes them completely apart, and then spray paints them.
Nice.
So maybe hit him up for some tips. But yeah, I painted a few figures and they did not come out great. So I would not trust my advice.
If you're using acrylic paint, one thing that really helps is if you water them down just a little bit, because they do tend to be really thick out of the bottle. That's helped me when I've had to do some customizing. Just thin it out a little bit.
Should I switch back to this mode now so you can hear me on both sides? Mwahaha. As we Why do I genuinely love this? I have a problem.
Because you know it's a win, dude. You know
Yeah.
you know what you have to do.
I have to do this now. Wrecker is heavy. He also is in a really sus looking body bag here, but
Now try that again in your ASMR voice.
Wrecker's looking really sus here with a body bag. But we do have some tape right here. We're just gonna straight rip it. And then we have this one as well. The Lukeness ASMR channel might become a thing. Just like watch
LNMASMR.
LMN ASMR. Just listening to how satisfying this is gonna be. There you go. I am enjoying this. Maybe a little too much. I'm not gonna lie.
You're starting to blush a little bit, so
I know.
I'm going to leave you alone.
Yeah, look how much bigger the blaster is here.
Oh yeah, okay.
Here, I actually grabbed Wrecker, so you can. Well, he lost his backpack, so you can see the. Go back to the normal mic. You can see the difference.
Can you slide it just a little bit over? Oh yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Huh.
This one is much bigger and it is much more scale accurate. So,
Buy a Wrecker now.
I mean, I bought it just for the rifle. I have to find. I don't even know where it went. I gotta find Wrecker's backpack at some point, but and this one. Another helmeted boxed helmeted box.
You got a super chat.
I just pulled out the knife. Loving the ASMR. We got $2 to support the Lukeness ASMR channel right here.
Nice. Thank you.
I think for that, like, we're gonna have to start one. You know what? You 100% get the donation video. So I'll see you in like 19 seconds and 19 seconds.
Jabba offers a sum of 35, and I do suggest you take it. He agrees.
Thank you.
I did not see that one coming though.
It's just gonna pop in. I actually trimmed it down so it's more fitting.
Yeah, it looks smaller. Did you cut the bangs too?
No, that's all just me. That's
I was gonna say I don't have bangs, so.
Well, it was like a $3 wig, dude. Like, what?
I expect it to look perfect.
Okay, I'll spend like $50 dyeing it to the exact shade of brown.
But thanks for the super chat, dude. I really appreciate it. Let's go ahead and let's get Wrecker out of the box here. I gotta say though, the plastic free figures are so much better for ASMR than the other ones.
So are you saying you're going to repackage your packaged figures into plastic-free packaging to do ASMR?
I might be missing an accessory.
What is it?
The knife that goes in his little pouch.
Is it in the gun? I always, with the plastic-free, I always like go through and double check. Like I actually, for my Indiana Jones figures, because they have so many little accessories, I actually rolled them all down to make sure that there's nothing in there that I missed.
No, it is in here.
Trezov says under your chair.
Say what?
He says look under your chair.
No, it's right here. I found it.
Okay, good.
Watcha.
Nice. That's a big knife.
I know he was Australian. This is a knife.
Crikey. Look at that big knife on Ricker.
Ricker. I gotta say, I think I like the armor better with like the double shoulder pad, but I don't like the color scheme. Like the earthy orange, green, tan color scheme. I just don't know if I like it that much. I definitely don't have room for the season 2 figures anyway, so to be honest, this was a bad financial purchase on my end, but it was cool, so I just heard the light fall even more. It's not even up anymore.
Oh.
It's alright. I need to get some more double-sided tape. We'll go through this real quick. You have the Wrecker helmet here. Yeah. I definitely have to pick up season 2 Hunter now, I think. But
I wish I would have. He looks really cool, and I knew if I bought Hunter, I would want to buy the others, and as soon as they started coming out with the Republic Commando set at GameStop, I got rid of my Hunters because I like the classic design better. And then now that they have the all white, I'm actually thinking of getting rid of Delta Squad.
anyway, that's going to be all we have for today. Yeah, this guy's looking pretty good. I'm glad I picked these ones up. These were worth it. So.
80s kid.
Hunter.
I need
Tick. Echo. Ricka. Crosshair. Anyway, that's all my recent pickups for today. So we have about 40 minutes if we want to go ahead and jump into the main topic of discussion today.
Yeah, sounds good.
That's... I'm trying to figure out how to put this back in the... There we go. Main topic. So...
that's it. It's just the slide. But... Oh,
that's
hey.
it? Okay.
No.
I guess I'm starting with my collecting journey.
I wanted to kind of touch base of like, how did you get to where you are to where you first got interested in Star Wars stuff, and then how you started like collecting it as beyond like playthings when you were a kid, but like when you started collecting it, like as you would say, like a quote unquote adult collector. And then getting into the inspiration for your YouTube channel. So that was the thought process behind this. And yeah, take it away, man. What do you got?
Yeah. So before I do get into the next slide, because that'll kind of spoil it a little bit. I started. I played with action figures ever since I was really young. I know I mentioned this a little bit in my last stream. But I got a ton of Revenge of the Sith figures from my cousins whenever they grew out of action figures. And that really got me into just action figures in general. I loved action figures. And so, yeah, always had a ton of them around. I've always been a huge fan of Lego too.
Nice.
And, you know, definitely a lot of Star Wars, but also like Lego Ninjago as well was a big one for me. But that's where my collecting really started. And then once I got into high school, as well as a little bit of like end of junior high, beginning of high school, I started buying some of the really, really big like UCS Lego sets where I'd save up for like a year at a time, and I'd buy. Well, I bought the Slave One here. That one I saved up for a long time. I saved up and I bought the Death Star, like the really big $400 one. I saved up for about 2 or 3 years to get that one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Actually, Lukeness, that ship is referred to as
that
Starship.
that's the fire spray. Yeah, Greg's jealous he doesn't have the Slave One, and I do. No, Greg's a good friend of mine, so we tease each other a little bit. But yeah, so Slave One was one of my first like big Lego purchases after the Death Star there, and it's still one of my favorite sets of all time. In one of my first vlogs, I was doing like VR, and it's used to sit on my shelf that's right up here, and I just punched it. I punched it and it fell and it blew up into 100,000 pieces, and it sits in a cardboard box in 1,000,000 pieces to this day, and I need to rebuild it. But
was that when you were doing a video of VR?
No, it was just for I was just like playing the VR headset, and I included say what?
If you had the footage of that, that would have been all worth it.
I didn't even think about it. It's in one of my first vlogs of just like the graveyard of this thing all over my floor. But I also did buy the TIE Fighter here, which I still have. This one is intact. But yeah, 2019, like mid to late 2019, I started getting into action figures again with The Mandalorian and Rise of Skywalker coming out. I was so hyped for both of those pieces of media that I'm like, I absolutely need a Mandalorian figure. So it would have been like November, December, like right whenever Triple Force Friday hit. I tracked down we'll get into that one in just a second. I tracked down a number 94 Mandalorian. I think I went to about 2 GameStops looking for it, and then eventually I found one. And this one was really hard to find, especially around the holidays. A lot of people were buying them up. But I found one, and I absolutely loved this figure. Again, this was my second ever Black Series figure. My first ever one was the Captain Phasma Quicksilver Baton. This one I bought like at a Disney store out of nowhere. Like I was more into Lego at the time, but I saw it and I'm like, that's really cool. I'll buy it. And then I never bought another action figure for like 6 years. And but
Did you think that I wouldn't remember the Quicksilver Baton Phasma?
I was hoping you wouldn't, because I kind of want to forget that as my first one. It's like unofficially first one. I mean, it's officially the first one, but it doesn't really count because it didn't really start my collecting.
Don't forget where you came from, Lukeness.
Quicksilver Baton, Captain Phasma. But yeah, I still love that figure. It has a soft spot in my heart. But yeah, I bought that one. I guess I would have bought it in 2016. No, 2017, because it was like right when Last Jedi came out.
Yeah, it was. Wasn't that a Disney Store exclusive?
Yeah, it was a Disney Store exclusive. I got it in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Wow.
Yep.
See, that's a cool story. Even if you don't like the character, or it's not your favorite, like that's cool, because it, like I've actually saw that figure in store, and I was like, maybe I should buy this. And then I saw the movie, and they built her up to be such a prominent character, and then she was gone.
I didn't mind how they killed her off. I thought it was good.
So
now I thought she had a deleted scene that made it better, which they cut.
You go.
So they had a deleted scene of Captain Phasma that I liked better, that they ended up cutting, but the deleted scene, I count the deleted scene as canon.
Well, what happened?
Just in my eyes, she gets like blown up.
Oh, that's not the deleted scene that I was referencing.
No, so the deleted scene is basically, she saw she fell into the fire and like disappeared. Well, the deleted scene is she like climbs back out, like with like the hole in the face still, and she's like getting mad at Finn, and Finn kind of like talks to the other stormtroopers, and they're just like, hey, you know this ship's going down, and she's taking you down with them. And so all the stormtroopers, they turn on Captain Phasma, and they get this really big, like, huge first order cannon, and they just blow her up. And it's really funny. Yeah. But she goes flying. You see her body like ragdoll halfway across the screen. But yeah, it was a great deleted scene, and I thought it made the movie better, but it was already a pretty long movie. And honestly, I don't hate The Last Jedi. It's growing on me. After watching Rise of Skywalker, I don't hate Last Jedi as much.
I think of it as it's a very good film. I don't think it's a great Star Wars film because there are things that I would have done completely differently that not necessarily needed to be fan service, but would have just been better payoffs to the arc of what the characters we had seen previously. Like basically like what they did with Luke is they Rian Johnson just decided that Luke's story was over, and so that's why he's just sad, miserable old guy for the entire film, because he had already done his thing. But I think that he could have had like a bigger influence on the events for the entire sequel trilogy. But anyway, they didn't go that route.
There's definitely some things I would have done differently. We should probably do this as a stream, like discussing the sequel trilogy. So maybe we should do that next time we stream, or we can do it in the future. But
I will make a note.
Anyway, after I got number 94 Mando, I started looking at some other figures in the Black Series line. And Clone Captain Rex popped up on my Amazon feed. Paid about $26 for him, and absolutely loved him. And this would have been like right before Christmas too. And so my mom was like, "Why are you buying stuff right before Christmas?" I'm like, "Because it's Captain Rex." But absolutely. Now Captain Rex, I gotta say, Mando. I love the Mando figure, but Captain Rex is what really got me into the Black Series, because it's one of the best Black Series figure of all time. And so I got that one. I'm like, wow, this line is incredible. I need more. And, so I got some more, and they didn't necessarily live up to Captain Rex. But I didn't really know that at the time, because I just kind of assumed they were all as good because I was blindsided by how awesome Captain Rex was. Anyway, loved Captain Rex. And then, like at Christmas, I ended up getting, I think Commander Fox too for Christmas, which was a GameStop exclusive. And I got the figure for Christmas, and I opened up the figure, and the arm was broken. Like, it was not attached at the joint. And I was really bummed out about that. So the next day, the 26th of December, my mom brought me to Barnes & Noble, because it was a shared exclusive between GameStop and Barnes & Noble's, and they had like 4 of them. So I bought another one there. And then I had 2 for a long time.
Nice.
Yeah, I ended up fixing the other one. I heated it up and popped the arm socket back in like 2 years later, whenever Fox was worth a ton of money. And then I ended up painting him. He's my Thorn now. He still lives up in that case.
Nice. So it was just the. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, so just the joint wasn't in the socket.
Oh, okay.
But I had to heat it up to get it in there.
I've had to do that before too, because sometimes if you like tweak it the wrong way, it will pop out, and then he looks like he has a compound fracture.
Yeah, definitely a problem with those original clone bodies for sure. But so it would have been I guess like middle to end of January. I'm like, I was on the fence. I wanted to start a YouTube channel, and I was on the fence whether I wanted it to be Black Series or Lego. Because again, I still was a huge Lego collector at the time. I was also a huge fan of M&R Productions on YouTube. I still watch. I don't watch him as much because I got out of Lego. He does Lego Star Wars. But he's the inspiration for the Ask Luke Ness Monster series. He does Ask M&R Productions on his channel. But I ended up eventually deciding to do Black Series, and I released the 94 Mando as my first ever video review, and Captain Rex as my second.
Nice.
And Both are still up on the channel. Both of them are still awkward 14-year-old Luke that doesn't know how to make YouTube videos. But yeah, we've come a long way since then, and here's Haldo.
Yep.
But yeah, so I will say, I know, like I said, I started my channel there in January of 2020. So we're almost getting to 4 years here, which is kind of crazy to think about. But I remember it would have been like February, like maybe very, very early March, when the Gaming Greats figures released. It was the first two Gaming Greats figures. It was the Jedi Knight Revan and the Battle Droid, the heavy battle droid. And I'm like, these are the coolest thing I've ever seen. And I went to like 27 different GameStops looking for them, and I could never find them. I was really upset, and because I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll go next week, or I'll go in a few weeks, and then lockdown happened, and but because of lockdown, they ended up putting them in stock online, and I ended up just ordering them online, which was nice. But
Nice.
anyway, Side Quester's collecting journey.
Well, that was such a cool story, though. Thank you for sharing it. Yeah, that's cool. It's neat that you turned your passion into essentially another passion, and now with the ASMR channel, it'll
Right when I took a sip. It's always right when I take a sip.
That was awesome. Oh man, maybe we should do the
ASMR spit
channel.
takes. Yeah.
So yeah, my collecting journey. Sorry.
Could I add one more thing to
Absolutely,
this before? Okay, 1 second.
I don't know what he's doing, but
Yeah, SideQuester knows where this is going, but I kind of went full circle at ICC-Con because they had a number 94 first edition white box Mando, and I had to pick it up. It's in a nice protective shield, figure shield. If you're watching, send me figure shields. But nice protective shield here. And yeah, I kind of came full circle. This one means a lot to me. It's the figure that got me into collecting, and so when I saw the exclusive white box version at in person there, I had to pick it up. And there's a glare because of the side quest and collecting journey screen, but this thing means so much to me. I paid a lot of money for it, and it was totally worth it. So had to show that off too.
nice. Well,
Anyway.
well said, Clear. Well said. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I'm going to top that. I collect things. Okay, we're done.
Okay, I'll see you guys in the.
So yeah, I obviously started collecting a little bit earlier than you. My first foray into Star Wars. What I really remember is Return of the Jedi. I was about 2 or 3 years old when that came out, and I cannot explain the phenomenon that was Return of the Jedi. Like it was just everywhere. Like you would walk into, I think Burger King had their promotion, so they had like glasses. You walked into any store, and they would have varying levels of product, from action figures to toothbrushes to bedding, soundtracks and posters, and I mean it was just everywhere. So Star Wars was a huge thing when I was little, and then by 1985 there were no movies. The cartoons were just kind of mid, and everything went away. And I listen to audiobooks now, but at the time, reading has always been something that has been difficult for me. So I didn't gravitate towards the Heir to the Empire books or the comic books that Dark Horse was doing. But I had friends that were into all that stuff, so I would kind of get the story relayed to me. And then the next slide is the fateful day in 1995 when if you can switch over to it, it's all right. as a grainy picture, but that's what I had to look at. So in 1995, there was a magazine called Tomart's Action Figure Digest, I believe, and they had done coverage of Toy Fair, and this picture was in it, and it was just like, oh hey, by the way, Star Wars is coming back, and I lost it. I remember I had gotten the magazine at the local comic book store. My mom had to go run an errand, and I sat in the car and I was flipping through it, and I stopped on this picture. That was the only reference that we had. We had I didn't know how big they were, didn't know if those were all brand new vehicles or if they were just going to reuse the old ones. And it wasn't until a few months later I hounded every store that carried toys in my area to finally get a hold of them. I won't go into the whole crazy story about that, but ended up
I think I've heard that one, haven't I? Yeah.
I won't bore you.
That's a good story.
The quick version is I called a bunch of places. I was 14 years old, and people would put me on hold, and then they would come back and be like, ma'am, sorry, we don't have any. Okay, thanks. So finally there was a Rite Aid that ended up getting them in, and I rode halfway there. My grandpa drove me the rest of the way. I had saved up money all summer, including I had a bunch of old baseball cards that my dad was gracious enough to. He was like, "I'll buy them all from you. Take care.
Thanks for joining.
Thanks for stopping by." He bought all my old baseball cards so that I could have an extra $25 or whatever to go get these figures. And I got the Luke, the Vader, the Han, and the Obi-Wan, I think, were the first ones. Absolutely loved them. And it just, I mean, they're ridiculous. They're barrel chested and in crazy 90s action poses. The Vader has the big biceps and stuff. It makes no sense at all. But I loved them. And that just launched me into this whole thing. I would hang them up on my wall. Every time a new wave would come out, I was at Toys R Us waiting for them to unload the trucks, and on and on and on. And then in 1999, if you switch to the next one, was when they had the Star Wars Celebration, and leading up to the new figures, whole new product line. I actually got to go to it in Colorado, and they had the midnight release at Toys R Us for the first time. That was I think that was the May the 1st leading into the 2nd. I think that was what it was, or maybe it was the 30th leading into. I can't remember, but it was just absolute insanity. People filling up carts with all this stuff. It was this total like fervor of collecting, and that kind of fueled my interest. And the next slide is the other celebration I went to was the 30th anniversary of the original Star Wars, and they had this concept Luke figure that was an exclusive.
Cool.
It's so awesome, and it's one of my favorite figures. There was this whole duel sequence that ended up not making it. It was supposed to be in an airlock, and it was anti-gravity, so that's why he has
so cool.
The mask on. And the original concept for Vader was he wasn't supposed to have the suit the whole time. He just had that. It was like for going from ship to ship. So the duel is supposed to be anti-gravity and them flipping around, and it would have been so awesome, but obviously couldn't do it in the mid 70s. So, but I love the figure, and that was kind of my drive, was nostalgia, but then also there was this speculative value. And by the time I got to where you were just starting to get into collecting, I saw myself kind of on my way out. Like if you switch to the next one, I remember seeing this article in USA Today. What is it? January 29th, 2013. And they were
Yeah.
like, oh, they're making 6-inch Star Wars figures. And I was like, I will not buy those. But I did, obviously. And I ended up liking them so much that I got rid of all of my 3 3/4 inch figures. And I say that with the emphasis of all of them, because I don't want you to misunderstand. When I say all of them, I mean literally thousands of
Wow.
Star Wars figures. And I'm not joking. Like, I had multiple bins that had hundreds of loose action figures, not including the hundreds of carded figures that I had. I got rid of everything because I was like, oh, I'm gonna do the 6-inch stuff now. And even then, after so many years, I started to kind of lose interest, and they weren't 2020, 2021. They weren't really coming out with a lot of stuff because of COVID. They didn't really have a lot of product to support the Rise of Skywalker, and the figures that they did have were just, they didn't really go together. You know, they had Rey and the Sith Trooper, and they weren't, like, never even interacted, but those were the figures that they came out with. And then what was it, Lando's daughter that they never
Jaina or something. Yeah.
And so I was just kind of like, and there was this period during COVID and after COVID where I was like, maybe you don't need to do this anymore.
Yeah.
And then one fateful day in 2021, I stumbled across a review, and I thought it was the 94 Mando, but I didn't jump into your channel right away. I was collecting for the wrong reasons. I realized that the speculative market, I was buying stuff with the intention of, like, oh, it's going to be valuable down the line and I'll be able to resell it. And it wasn't as much about putting it on display and enjoying it. It was about nostalgia, and then being able to profit off of other people's nostalgia. And I was just kind of over it. And then I saw your first video. I had that set. That wasn't my listing, but I had that set, and man, I should have.
I have that set.
You can sell it for $900.
I paid way too much money for it. Okay, story time. I'm gonna interrupt you here just for quick story time.
Do it.
So this was like my holy grail set for so long, and there's this like local comic shop or toy shop that unfortunately went out of business recently, called Warp Drive Toys in Peoria, Illinois, about 45 minutes from me. And I saw on their Instagram that they had just gotten this set in, and they were selling it for $200.
Wow.
And so I bought it for $200, and I convinced myself that it goes for like $400, so $200 is an easy steal. Probably the most I've ever spent in like one day, I guess, apart from ICC. I spent way too much money at ICC. That's a different story. Yeah, so that was like a holy grail moment for me, and that was almost that honestly that competed a lot with the white box Mando for like coolest pickup. But yeah, now it goes for a lot apparently from Japan.
Can I share a story time that will crush your dreams?
You're gonna tell me that they were on sale for like $50 on Entertainment Earth is what you're gonna tell me, and you picked up like a bunch of them. No, okay.
Worse.
Okay.
They were an Entertainment Earth exclusive, but they didn't sell because I think the retail on them was like $100.
Yeah,
maybe
$100.
maybe
Yep.
89.
It was $100, $99.99.
And nobody wanted them, but I wanted the 501st. That next year, those were those 2015, 2016, maybe.
I want to say they were 2016.
So I remember seeing them on Amazon because I don't know if somebody bought the stock from Entertainment Earth or if it was Amazon that ended up buying them up because they didn't sell. They had those sets for like, I think $32 or $33. And
You
think
could retire right now. I could retire at that point.
I think I bought like 5 or 6 sets
Gosh, that's $6,000.
because I wanted the 501st, and I opened up all the other ones, and I sold them in other lots as I was getting rid of stuff because nobody wanted them. Nobody wanted them, and the only one they wanted was the 501st, and that's the only one that I decided to keep. So I got rid of them for next to nothing because I wanted the 501st. And yeah, I'm sorry. It was before I knew you, buddy. I would have boxed one up and sent it to you.
I could have been going to college for free.
You could. Well, maybe if you get the ASMR thing going, you will be going to college.
Honestly, I'm gonna have to do it now just for a meme and see how well it does. And if it does well, I might make more. We'll see.
I agree.
Maybe I'll put that as like a vlog segment or something. But,
so yeah, so I was on my way out. It was 2021, and what ended up happening, and the reason why this is all a thing, and why I hold you in such high esteem with this is, I realized that the people that I knew, that I collected with, we would buy stuff for each other, or we would share stories or whatever. The people that I collected with, they were mostly right around my age or a little bit older, and they were kind of getting bitter about what Hasbro was putting out, and even a lot of the reviews that I watched on YouTube, they were talking me out of getting anything because they would just complain about all the things that they didn't like about Hasbro, all the stuff that they were coming out with, the distribution and availability of it, stuff coming in damaged packaging, which has nothing to do with Hasbro itself. It has to do with the shippers. But it was just like a constant negativity. And the first review that I saw of yours was the Hunter. And,
oh, really? Okay.
So it was a little bit down the line, but I was on the fence of whether or not I wanted to get this figure. And I don't know if maybe I might have seen one of your videos beforehand, but for some reason on my suggestions on YouTube, your video came up, and I actually screenshotted it just now because I went back through and I found where it was that I messaged you after this. And if you pull that up, I said, hey, like, you're doing a great job, and that led to us talking a little bit more. And I remember saying to you that you are bringing like a positive conversation to the Black Series. And so for better or for worse, I actually just replied to your message from 2 years ago
from 0 seconds ago.
But the reason why I am in financial ruin from spending all my money on toys is because of you. I was free and clear. I was done. I was out, and then you dragged me back in.
Luke Ness Monster creating credit card debt since 2020.
But in all seriousness, the reason why I got back into collecting was because now I was hearing a voice of positivity that wasn't just crapping all over what Hasbro was doing, and it's something that I will always hold you in high esteem for. Even when you do have critiques of the products coming out of the fives decals, or certain points of articulation, or things that you don't like, the Magna Guard, it doesn't just completely like ruin the experience. Like you don't throw your figures down and be like, I'm never getting any of this stuff again.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's how I ended up jumping back in, and why I sought you out, and why we ended up starting to talk. And dude, like between talking with you on here, doing Xbox, doing our live streams, it's just been such a cool change from how I viewed it before, where the only reason why I was collecting the stuff was because I didn't want to miss out on it, and I also thought that it could be worth money someday. And now, like, even I was talking about with the Obi-Wan, I genuinely like this figure. I bought it because I like it. I bought it because it inspires me, and it inspires my imagination of the adventures that Obi-Wan could have had after the end of the series. And I wouldn't have had this new take of how to collect unless I had come across your reviews. So anyway.
Yeah, well, I'm glad I could inspire. I try my best. I gotta say, this photo really brought me back to the original set that I used to have. I was filming videos out of my closet, and the same closet with Hugh Jackman's face on it. But I really miss this set. I know for a long time I didn't have the the Last Jedi boxes down there. It was the Gaming Greats ones as like the bottom boxes, and it made for such a cool set. It also helped with the focus of the camera a lot and the brightness, because now the white floor on the white background, it makes the lighting so difficult.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to see the old set return, let me know.
Oh man.
But
retro Lukeness?
Honestly, what I think is going to end up happening is my entire studio back here, I'll move out of the way, is probably we're going to get rid of this entire thing, all of this, and we're going to put a big shelf there so I can actually put figures on, or we're going to do, I'm thinking a big shelf just to kind of be like a centerpiece, or we're going to do more of the Detolf cases. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a table to stand in front and actually be in the reviews and just like stand behind the table and review it. And so I'm actually in the video. That's long-term kind of stuff. Probably not anytime soon. But I would love to do that. So
I think that would be incredible. And it would also make it easier to do your ASMR videos.
Oh, it would. I did want to go back to the Power of the Force stuff here.
Yes. And I have my my Luke Jedi at the ready. Oh, nice.
Yep.
I don't have that figure anymore, and I really wish I did.
Yeah. So the only two Power of the Force ones I ever had growing up, I had Boba Fett, and I had the Stormtrooper disguised Luke with the removable Stormtrooper helmet. And they were like my favorite figures out of all of my figures for some reason. Like they were like the chunkiest, worst articulated figures out of all of them, and they were my favorites. And so I saw this one at a comic store for $8 about a few years ago, and it was sealed. So I picked it up, and it just sits on my wall now. But this Boba Fett holds a nice place in my heart as well. So
I love it. Yeah, and that was one of the cool things. I remember again, by that point Toy Fair magazine had come out, and they there was a shift, a little bit of a shift, where Hasbro would start to like bolster interest by putting out press release. Oh, hey, this is a new wave. It had never been like that before. Before that, it was you showed up at the store and they had new stuff, and you're like, oh wow. But now it was like they were running ads in magazines of, oh hey, this is the next wave that's coming out, and it was super cool.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that Boba Fett, and they had this big picture of it in Toy Fair magazine, and I was just like, oh, this is the future.
And now Hasbro has free advertising with me and other YouTubers to do it for them. So
Exactly.
you know what, Hasbro? I'm expecting a check in the mail, no, or at least another Ahsoka promotional box.
I was gonna say not necessarily a check. Maybe they'll send you a box of the old Power of the Force figures for you to do reviews on.
I'm hoping I'm on Hasbro's mailing list now. I know they only do the boxes for like the Disney Plus shows, so maybe an Acolyte box
would be cool. Or
We'll see.
if they have product lines for an animated series that's coming out that we don't have wind of yet.
I'll have to hit up Hasbro and see about that. But
Ahsoka season 2. We've got the Heir to the Empire movie. It's just
Mando,
everything's
Mando
kind of
season 4.
Mando season 4. Everything's kind of in flux until the SAG-AFTRA thing gets settled with the AMPT.
Clone Wars season 7 or season 8, the lost season. No. The Fives Adventures.
All right, let's do this one more. Oh, dude, Fives. Oh,
Dude, and-
I had this crazy idea that you'll hate, but what if they had a character that comes back that is like a sort of a reincarnated version of Fives? But what we end up finding out is there's something to do with the Force, where as all the clones have died, they sort of kind of merged into this amalgam of all the different clones, and that spirit, I guess, ends up getting put back into a clone body, but it's like all of them. And what crazy adventure could be? I was thinking of Fives, and I'm like, oh, who's your favorite clone? And I was like, what if it was like an Infinity clone, where it's just like all of
Infinity
them,
clone. That sounds awesome.
all of the voices are in their in his head.
He just has
And-
he has like the multi personality syndrome, like Moon Knight, where he's just constantly like and just like switches personality.
Schizophrenia and
That's
and
funny.
he, multiple personality disorder, and but how compelling would that be for a story where it's this clone that maybe post Empire, or maybe post Clone Wars, whatever point he is brought back, he is trying to make his way in the galaxy, and there's an infinite number of stories that you could tell, like, and you could have it like in maybe not as comical as Deadpool, but you could have that sort of that internal dialogue between all the different voices, and the different personalities could come out. Like, oh, dude, that would be so cool.
That would be kind of cool. Says, who else likes to carry a figure with them in the morning? I've been grabbing Cad Bane all week. For me, ever since I got the Clone Trooper in, it's been the Phase 2 clone for me. He just kind of sits on my desk right here. But
I went on a little road trip. It was my grandmother's birthday, and I popped the Obi-Wan in the little door pocket, so he was sitting right next to me the entire trip.
have you seen? So you were telling me like about the Infinity clone. Have you seen the story of Clone Trooper 6s?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna share my screen here from the Star Wars wiki. Because 6s is the coolest clone you've ever met.
I agree, Edwin. He's totally underrated. I love him, and he's one of my favorite figures of the year.
Okay, so let me share screen here. So, not sponsored by any of these ads, but we're gonna skip that because it'll get there in a second. He was Jedi Bob's clone general.
Okay.
He replaced the entire 66 squadron for Jedi Bob, and the two became an unstoppable duo. Six's immense power rivaled the very few clones, including CT-6969.
Okay.
At the start of the Clone Wars, Sixes abandoned his Jedi General immediately after he met them, and went to seek someone worthy of him. While looking for a new general, Sixes encountered Jedi Bob, who had just returned from single-handedly winning the Battle of Stujon, and volunteered to join him, replacing the entire 66 squadron. The first battle they fought together was called the 42-second battle, since it was exactly 42 seconds long. During the war, Sixes was known to destroy more clankers than any other clone trooper, despite not actually being programmed with a sense of fear. The knowledge that Sixes was present on the battlefield would cause clankers to turn and flee away. On more than one occasion, Sixes encountered General Grievous and slapped him across the face, but chose not to put him out of his misery because it would have ended the war, an unacceptable outcome for Sixes. even Count Dooku himself, notoriously for his refusal to beg, did just that when he realized Sixes had come for him. The only reason Sixes didn't execute him on the spot was because he felt that the Sith wasn't worthy for one of his blaster charges.
It's
It's so dumb. At the start,
what's it from though? How did it?
it's just some random made up clone trooper. This is quote unquote at the start of the Jedi deletion. Sheev Palpatine accidentally contacted Sixes despite planning to leave him and Jedi Bob out of it, who insisted that he not need to listen to him. Immediately, Sheev apologized and cut the connection. Get lost, Sheev. I don't take orders from you. Oh, Sixes, I'm so sorry. I didn't know this was your frequency.
80s kid is taking off. I'll see you later, 80s kid. Thank you.
I'll see you, 80s kid. I gotta go back to. There we go.
How did this whole thing come? Like, is it just like a meme that I'm not aware of, or was it like a one-off, like a comic story that?
I think it was in one of the Legends comics or something. The writers accidentally put sixes instead of fives.
Oh,
and
okay.
so the clone wiki took control of it and made the coolest clone ever. His armor is the jet trooper from Battlefront 2005 with like the green visor. So yeah.
I kind of want a figure of that now.
I do too. Commander Cook.
Hello, Cook.
What's up? Give me a sixes figure. Look up sixes on Clone Wiki. I want his figure.
We were talking about you earlier, Commander Cook, about your awesome customs and your processes of making such awesome customs.
Yeah, I was gonna say somebody in the chat made this ARC Trooper custom, and I was comparing it to the ARC Trooper you made.
That's neat. It's so cool.
So if you need inspiration for any more Lukeness clones, there you go. But it is in the Lukeness Monster Discord. But yeah, it was like so out of nowhere, and I kind of stumbled across it one day, and I died laughing because it was so funny.
That's hilarious. I love that. I don't know how I never came across that. Commander Cook needs to make a sixes figure.
Yeah, so sixes is you just missed us do the entire, like, on the replay. Watch us talk about sixes. He's such a funny character.
I think Cook was saying that the design.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that one is a cool design. Yeah, that one is a cool design. But yeah, but the sixes is just the Battlefront 2 2005 Jet Trooper. But
could you imagine if they just made that, like Hasbro was just like,
do that in the Gaming Greats line.
Yeah, be awesome.
since they're doing Legends stuff anyway.
Yeah.
Uh,
Anyway,
what were we gonna say?
say Last Nest Thought. Oh my gosh, Last Nest Thoughtster. That's a
Thoughtster.
tongue tie. Any clothing? Any clothing thoughts?
Any clothing thoughts?
Like-
yes, actually, I'm digging the hoodie.
Like the Luke Ness Monster merch linked in the description. Close Nest Monster.
That's the perfect segue. Yeah, buy some Lucas merch. I have a sticker somewhere, and I've been meaning to put it on a mug, but I don't know where I put the sticker. I put it in a safe spot.
You could just
Oh,
buy
you
the
have
mug.
regular
This is
mug.
the old mug, but I got a new mug too, which is better.
Should I?
I've never-
Should I
I've never-
retire the Star Wars mug?
You have to, right? Maybe I'll send you a mug.
I would drink from it every live stream.
Look how good of a quality mug this is.
ASMR mug.
ASMR mugster. That sounded weird. But yeah. So if you don't have any closing thoughts, we'll probably get this stream wrapped up. Thank you guys for watching. We maintained a good 30-40 people the entire stream, so thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. This was a fun one for sure. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we're trying to do this every week. It's not going to happen every week, unfortunately, but we try our best to do it when we can. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I'm sorry Commander Cook, the old design is not. It was made in like Adobe Paint or something, and it's just not good. It is. Do you know how hard this logo is to reproduce? Not easy. Not easy. Got my change cup too, but
Oh, nice. Hey, you could buy well, like a quarter of a Star Wars figure now with all that change.
a quarter. Anyway, what you're saying is I should put out the OG Luke Ness Monster merch again, is what you're saying.
Retro Luke.
Retro Luke Ness Monster. No. Anyway, that is going to do it for the video. If you guys enjoyed, the like button and subscribe, and we'll see y'all in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.
Goodbye.